another link between Dajjal and Khidr. And I want to do that before I end. Musa alayhi salam is the head of the Ummah, Banu Israel. And they are a people who are waiting for the Messiah to come. And they heard that someone is coming to Medina. So the cream of the Jewish scholarship moved to Medina. At that time it was called Yathrib. In anticipation, waiting for this one person to come. And when Nabi Muhammad ﷺ emerged in Mecca, the Quraysh did not know how to deal with this situation. How can we tell whether or not he is indeed a true prophet? Let us send a delegation to Medina, at that time called Yathrib. And incidentally, I have just written, this book came from the printry only yesterday. Medina returns to center stage in Akhirul Zaman. And we have it here tonight. We also have it in Bahasa, Medina kembali ke persada tumpuan di akhir zaman. We have it outside. Very small, maybe about 30-40 pages. Let us send a delegation to Medina to ask the rabbis, how can we tell whether he is indeed a true prophet? The rabbis responded and said, ask him 3 questions which only a prophet can answer. And in this book we analyze, Surah Al-Kahf in the modern age, we analyze those 3 questions. Number 1, ask him about the ruh, the spirit. Number 2, ask him about the great traveler who traveled to the 2 ends of the earth. Number 3, ask him about the young men in the cave. Only a prophet can answer. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down the answers in the Qur'an. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in sending down the answers, does something to tell them, I understand that first question is different from the other 2. The other 2 relate to Akhirul Zaman, but the first one does not. So he sends down the answer to question 1, but he puts it in Surah Al-Isra. وَيَسَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ, and they question thee about the ruh. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down the answer to the second question about the great traveler. And he puts it in Surah Al-Kahf, not in Surah Al-Isra. Because Surah Al-Kahf is the surah of Akhirul Zaman. And then he proceeds to tell us the story of Zulkarnain. But notice something, notice carefully, that in answering question 1, he repeated the question and then answered it. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ, he repeated the question and then answered it. In answering question 2, he did the same thing. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ ذِي الْقَرْنَيْنِ, and they questioned thee about Zulkarnain, and then he answered it. And in answering question 2, they had only asked him about 2 journeys to the east and west. But Allah knew that the target of the question was the 3rd journey. And so he answered the question and gave the 3rd journey. And in giving the 3rd journey, he took them to Gog and Magog. That was the target of the question, Gog and Magog, who are major signs of the last day. And so obviously question 3 must also be connected to a major sign of the last day indirectly. But in answering question 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not repeat the question. Why? Nothing happens in the Quran by accident. I want to suggest to you that the target of the third question was Dajjal. And it is because Allah wanted to keep them guessing. Keep them guessing. He does not repeat the question. And in answering the question, He does not take them to Dajjal. And so the word Dajjal does not occur in the Quran. And the word Khidr does not occur in the Quran. And Imam al-Mahdi does not occur in the Quran. And the sign of all signs of Akhir Zaman, namely the return of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, that also is not stated plainly in the Quran. Why? Why? Answer: because Allah wants to keep them guessing. We will understand, but they will not. And so there is a link between Dajjal and Khidr alayhi salam. Dajjal is located in Surah Al-Kahf. And it is not by accident that Khidr alayhi salam is located in Surah Al-Kahf of the Quran. I want to end now by suggesting, as gently as I can, by advising that this is the road of Islamic scholarship. It is with sadness that I have to say that the world of Islamic scholarship has failed, and failed miserably, in even understanding what is happening in the world of money today, what is happening in the world economy today, what is happening in the political world today. And so you have Ikhwan al-Muslimun in Egypt and you have the Salafis in Egypt joining in elections like everybody else. Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Joining the circus with no knowledge. That is not the road for you. The political system which has come today has come from Dajjal. The modern secular state has come from Dajjal, and you don't even understand that. And you want to bring back Islam by going for elections in the modern secular state? Is that the Sunnah? The world of Islamic scholarship has failed, and failed miserably, in responding to the challenges of the modern age.